being an iron worker. Man, it's hard work, I tell you, but I enjoy the fact that it's not one of those typical 9-to-5 jobs. Here, it's always something different. You're always on your toes.
It's something you either can do or you can't do, and you learn that pretty fast. Being up there, 40 stories up, it's not really an acquired skill. There's guys who can do it and there's guys who can't.
With experience and knowing yourself and knowing your own abilities, you lose the fear of working up in those high environments.
I pretty much decided I was going to be an iron worker when I was probably like 10 years old. You know, I'm a fourth generation iron worker.
When I'm up there, if I look down for a second, I might start imagining things. I just try to keep it out of my mind, and just handle my job, and get paid, make sure I go home to my family.
I like to build things, and for me, that is the grand scale of creation, is building a building.
And what's it like being an iron worker?
Well, it's kind of scary.
You're on something 40 stories up that's moving around.
If you focus more on the fear, then you're not going to focus on the job. And if you misplace a beam or don't screw in a bolt tight enough, then that not only are you risking your life, you're risking lives of a whole bunch of other people.
How do you learn to stay on these narrow beams up very high?
Wings. I got wings.
First rule of thumb is make sure your shoelaces are tied.
We call it, having sweet feet. You just got to be able to stay up there, and your feet got to be like honey.
I have the style and grace of a ballet dancer, or so I've been told.
My father, he was a journeyman. He was the one that got me into it, actually.
Actually, my father was an iron worker, and his father before him was an iron worker, so it's already pretty much predetermined and predestined in my family. That's all I ever grew up knowing. It's basically in my blood.
My dad used to put in a lot of hours, and I'd always ask him why he's never home, and he'd always tell me he's building buildings. So then he bought me a Lego set, and he says, I want you to build buildings like Daddy. After I got out of the Army, that's when I decided I really wanted to become an iron worker.
Some of the jobs I worked on, especially here in the Bay Area, has been bridges,
Skyscrapers,
Mini malls.
residential, commercial.
You watch that Bronco game, that was me. I put that stadium down.
I love being up there, and I love building something with my hands.
And you just go ahead, do your job. Try not to think about what you're doing. And the more you do it, the less you think about what you're doing. And you just kind of go about your business and get it done.
I mean, we're always on different locations. We're always out in the elements. Not only is it a job, but you're going home and, you're calling guys up to hang out, and it's really a family.